Hi everyone! Many things can positively influence learning in a classroom, but what's going to have the most impact? Let's count down some of the most influential evidence-based teaching strategies that you can use in your class. We're going to be drawing upon the works of John Hattie, an educational researcher who spent many years studying this very question. His book, Visible Learning, was based on thousands of meta-analyses including millions of students, to find out what is not just supporting learning, but accelerating learning. And number 5, we have the Jigsaw method. This is a cooperative learning method of teaching. Essentially, you break the class into home groups with an equal amount of students in each group. If you have 30 students, you can have groups of 5. The lesson material is also broken up into 5 parts, with each student receiving a part. If the lesson is on sustainable energy, the 5 parts could be wind power, solar power, biomass, hydroenergy, and geothermal energy. In their home groups, students will study their parts individually. Then students break into expert groups, joining up with students who have received the same topic. In the expert group, students will discuss the main points of the topic and create a mini presentation that they'll share back with their home groups. This provides an opportunity for students to fill in any gaps in their knowledge and eliminate misconceptions. Students then return back to their home groups and present to their peers. Groups are encouraged to ask questions to clarify information, and then at the end of the lesson, students may be given a quiz to check their understanding of each topic. Next, we have Piagetian programs. Hopefully I pronounced that properly. Piagetian programs refers to choosing resources that are relevant for the cognitive stages of development coined by John Piaget. There are 4 stages of development. The first stage is the sensory motor stage. Next, we have the pre-operational stage, the concrete operational stage, and the formal operational stage. Understanding that thinking may be constrained to these developmental stages can help us design tasks with sufficient support as well as challenge for deeper thinking. In high school, we're in the formal operational stage where students are developing their abstract thinking skills. For example, in science, we might start off with an experiment to explore a concept such as boiling water, and then we'll learn about the abstract concept, which is particle theory. Understanding that the goal may be to support abstract thinking can help us design tasks and plan for activities accordingly. Number 3 is response to intervention. We know that giving feedback to students is very important. As teachers, we can embed multiple opportunities to both give and receive feedback. It's equally, if not more important, to provide systematic assistance when we know that a student is struggling with their learning. This might look like customized individual or small group interventions conducted by the teacher or a teaching support officer. At number 2, we have cognitive task analysis. This is about teaching students not just the content, but how to problem solve and think about the content. Most likely, you're already doing this. The aim is to make students aware of the thinking skills they need to be successful in their own learning. When teaching maths, this could look like the use of higher order questions to encourage discussion and challenge students' thinking. We might say things like, is this question similar or different from those that we've seen before? Can this problem be solved in another way? Why did you choose to use this strategy over another strategy? These questions guide students to analyze their own thinking. Finally, at number 1, we have self-reported grades. It turns out that students have a fairly reasonable understanding of how well they're doing in their learning. What we can do as educators is first identify where students' expectations of their learning are, and then encourage them to set challenging goals for themselves. We can do this by involving students in monitoring their own progress and reflecting upon how far they've come. This could look like sharing or co-creating rubrics with students to enable students to self-assess. The key here is to engage students and support them in taking ownership of their own learning. In doing this, we can raise the expectations students have of themselves, which has the potential to accelerate learning. So how many of these strategies are you already aware of, and which do you want to learn more about? Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button to see more content like this. Many things are going to support learning. Instead, let's accelerate learning.